Hello, I am Richard Smith and this is My Collection.
Every day, just to drive to my baby. From 10, 6 months each day, 'cause I drive my baby every way. Magic Park, Magic Park, Magic Park, Magic Park.
For most of my life, I've been playing records to myself on one deck. Suddenly I find myself with two decks. So what am I going to be playing? Well, I've been collecting records for a very long time. And out of the blue, I find I've got quite a lot of followers on Instagram, Facebook and TikTok. And that's based upon the records that I own. I sat in front of a whole shelf of albums and suddenly people started following me. So as a result of that, I'm here with a collection of My Collection. Now, it spans from the time I began collecting in the 1950s right up to the present. But what do you define present? Well, funnily enough, this to me feels like the present, even though it was 20 years ago.
Same old safe bed.
Amy Winehouse, Back to Black. And that's, as I say, 20 years ago that came out. It feels like yesterday. But then most of my records to me feel like yesterday. The weird thing about standing here on the Boat Pod, which is where this broadcast is coming from, is that I'm standing up listening to my records and not able to do anything else. The chances are, normally, back at home, I would be sitting in a chair with my eyes closed, creating pictures to go with the images, with the sounds that I'm hearing. So I'm going to have to stand here and dad dance or granddad dance, I guess, for the next 50 minutes or so. And what am I playing? Well, because my music collection, and I don't like the word collection because it makes it sound like I'm going to put it on a shelf and keep it like vases or precious jewels. But my records that I have bought span from the early 50s right up to the present, as I say, and I've been through almost every genre that there is. So I've had rock and roll, the Beatles and all the stuff that followed that. There's prog rock, there's glam rock, and so on right through to the present day. And if I'm going to play even just a touch of what I've got, it's going to be quite varied. And you might like one song and you might not know the next, or you might love the next. So I hope you'll stay with me and see whether or not your tastes match any of mine. Now, at one point in the 70s, when glam rock was everywhere, I began to lose faith in my musical taste and music altogether. So I just turned off, as it were. But what brought me back was hearing this.
She keeps a Moet Chandon in a pretty cabinet. Let them eat cake, she says, just like Marie Antoinette. Building a remedy for Khrushchev and Kennedy. At any time, an imitation you can't decline. Caviar and cigarettes, well-versed in etiquette, extraordinarily nice. She's a killer queen, gunpowder gelatine, dynamite with a laser beam, guaranteed to blow your mind. Recommended at the price, insatiable and appetite. Wanna try? To avoid complications, she never kept the same address. In conversation, she spoke just like a baroness. Middleman from China went down to Geisha Minor. Then again, incidentally, it that way. Perfume came naturally from Paris. Because she couldn't care less, fastidious and precise. She's a killer queen, gunpowder gelatine, dynamite with a laser beam, guaranteed to blow your mind. Of a hat, she's as willing as playful as a pussycat. Momentarily out of action, temporarily out of class. You're absolutely dry. She's out to get you. She's a killer queen, gunpowder gelatine, dynamite with a laser beam, guaranteed to blow your mind. Recommended at the price, insatiable and appetite. Wanna try?
Queen and Killer Queen. And right through my life, there have been periods when something new comes out that you've not heard before, which completely reinvigorated me. And I remember the time when people would come into our office at work, and they would say, "Have you heard the latest by? Have you heard this new one?" And it was so exciting when something new came out. And in the case of Killer Queen, we'd not really heard much of Queen. They'd been around, but this was the breakthrough song for them. And for me, it was a breakthrough because it completely, as I say, reinvigorated me to music. So, who am I in the internet terms? Well, I'm Richard Smith Writes, which you can find on Instagram, on TikTok and Facebook. And that's how I've managed to get lots of people writing to me and talking about the sort of things they like about music. And I'm pleased to say that it's not just me. There's lots of people out there. You're listening to this perhaps with a huge collection of records or just a small collection of records, but building it. Now, one of the things which the visuals that I use on the videos that I make is racks of albums. Now, I'm playing at the moment mostly singles. There's two reasons for that. When I started collecting, I only could afford singles, and that's what you'd hear on the radio. So that was where I began, and have only gravitated to albums as I've had more money, and I've got more interested in the artists that can perform 12 tracks. Back in the 60s, an album was often just a couple of hits and a lot of fillers, and with the Beatles, I have to say, and then people like Queen and so on, albums and prog rock of the late 60s and early 70s, albums became pieces in themselves. But forgive me for lots of singles, and also forgive me if they crackle a bit. They are vinyl, they are mine, I have played them a lot, and they are well looked after, but things do happen to them, and so they get a bit crackly. This next one is the subject of a podcast, a video I'm going to make, I have made, and is going to go out in a few weeks' time. I lie, in a few days' time, because it's going to be Record Store Day. And now I've got a love-hate relationship with Record Store Day, and this particular record is the reason for it. I will play it first. I bet you haven't heard it. It's by Blur, and it's called Fool's Day.
Wake up straight, caught out by the sun. On the first day of April, out of bed. Lord, it was a plane crash, but I'm sure that I was dreaming. TV on, applause, caffeine and science. Submission again, another day. On this little island, just a bell hangs on. Porridge done, I take my kid to school. Past the pound shop, Woolworths under bridge, where the subway sees the daytime. The Westway flies by, then on my bike down the Ladbroke Road to the forthcoming dramas, a studio and a love of old sweet music. We just can't let go, let go, let go, let So meditate on what we've all become. On a cold day in springtime, civil war is what we all were born into. Raise your left and right, see, don't capitulate to the forces of the marketplace. They're long departed, consolidate the love we bear together on a cold day in springtime.
Blur with Fool's Day. And that was a Record Store Day release a couple of years ago. And it's the reason I fell out with Record Store Day. Now, if I don't want to give away my video that, as I say, will be out in a few days' time, then perhaps I should not tell you the complete story about why I went off Record Store Day. But put it this way, I've bought every Blur record that's come out, right from the early days, and I wanted that one. Could I get it? There was a huge queue outside of Sister Ray in Berwick Street, London, and I just couldn't see the point of queuing up for a limited number of copies that were available. And within minutes of coming away from there, apparently it was on sale online for £150, £200. Now, really, is that what record buying was about? I was in that same shop the day before and it was empty. Clearly, I didn't chat up the people that run the shop enough to get a preview copy. I did get hold of it in the end, as you just heard. Fool's Day by Blur. It's a Record Store Day thing. It's April the 18th, if that date is not passed when you're listening to this. Beware, though, I'm not sure that it's such a good thing, but I've done, a video about it, and it'll be on Richard Smith Writes. Let me remind you that I'm on the Boat Pod. This is on a canal, so I feel a bit like a pirate DJ. You know, Tony Blackburn and all those people. I should be ringing the bell and playing Caroline jingles. Instead, we'll just have this. Fascinates me about things like that record, which was a number one hit in the start of 1969, is that is 55 years ago. If I had been listening to music that was 55 years back from when I bought that record, I'd have been singing First World War trenches songs. It's just incredible that music has somehow kept going over the decades in the last half century. At least I hope it is, and then I'm not playing this stuff to people who think it's a load of old rubbish and completely out of date. But that was a number one in 1969. I don't put a lot of importance on chart positions because quite a lot of the records I bought didn't make any kind of chart position. And today, what does a number one mean to anybody? But speaking of number ones meaning something, is that this was a number one this year at the beginning. It is Ray.
Patience. I only feel we taking time with other women that ain't me, but I've been reviewing applications. Till I got my hands on it, I'ma tell them I'm too for how long. He got me waiting, anticipating, praying to the Lord to give him to my love and all. Till this fire fresh days just need me, completely. All my heart yearns for you. Is he far away? Is he yours? This man is testing me. Help me, Lord. I need you to tell me.
Your husband is coming.
The weird thing about records today, as opposed to in the old days, is they all finish. Mostly they faded out back in my day, which makes it easier to DJ, I suppose. You can just quickly stick another track on the back of it, and maybe I'll get the hang of that when time moves on. But that's Ray, Where Is My Husband, which, apart from being a number one, and I've got it on vinyl, though there weren't that many copies of it, I've been following Ray for 2-3 years. She brought out an album which has been sort of denied being an album. It's now a mini album, and I bought it on vinyl back in whenever it was, 2-3 years. It's full of songs that are really good, and if I'm invited back into this studio to do another session, I'll maybe play one of the tracks off of that because it is so good. I often look for an album that I can say I'll start on track 1 and keep going to track whatever 6 on the end of the first side, then spin it over and play from 7 to 12, Are there many albums you can do that for? There's usually one or two you want to skip. With that Ray album, you don't, or at least I don't want to. They're all really good. But I should say mini album. It's not allowed to be called an album at the moment. Anyway, that's Ray. Now I'm going to go from the sublime to the ridiculous. One of the issues that's come up on my my internet sites, my Richard Smith Writes Instagram, Facebook and TikTok, is how you store your albums if you've got lots of them. And there's been an argument, do you do it by genre? Do you do it by record label, some of you have said, or do you do it by their name? And if it's by name of the artist, is it the surname or the Christian name? And I have here, he said, holding up to a camera, hoping that it's visible, Country Joe and the Fish. Does that go under C, under J, or F, or maybe just straight in the bin?
Give me an F! Yeah! Give me an I! Give me an S! Yes! Give me an H! H! What's that spell? Fish! What's that spell? Fish! What's that spell? Yeah, come on, all of you big strong men. Uncle Sam needs your help again. He's got himself in a terrible jam. Way down yonder in Vietnam. So put down your books and pick up a gun. We're gonna have a whole lot of fun. And it's 1, 2, 3. What are we fighting for? Don't ask me, I don't give a damn. Next stop is Vietnam. And it's 5, 6, 7. Open up the pearly gates. Ain't no time to wonder why we're all gonna die. Well, come on, General, let's move fast. The old big chance has come at last. Gotta go out, get those reds. The only good commie is the one that's dead. And you know that peace can only be won when we're going to all the kingdom come. And it's 1, 2, 3. What are we fighting for? Don't ask me, I don't give a damn. Next stop is Vietnam. And it's 5, 6, 7. Open up the pearly gates. Well, there ain't no time to wonder why we're all gonna die. Well, come on, Wall Street, don't move slow, wide man. This is war or go. There's plenty good money to be made by supplying the army with the tools of the trade. Just hope and pray that if they drop the bomb, they drop it on the Viet Cong. And it's 1, 2, 3. What are we fighting for? Don't ask me, I don't give a damn. Next stop is Vietnam. And it's 5, 6, 7. Open up the pearly gates. Well, ain't no time to wonder why we're all gonna die.
Well, come on, brothers throughout the land. Pack your boys off to Vietnam. Come on, fathers, don't hesitate. Send them off before it's too late. Be the first one on your block to have your boy come home in a box.
And it's 1, 2, 3. What are we fighting for? Don't ask me, I don't give a damn. Next stop is Vietnam. And it's 5, 6, 7. Open up the pearly gates. Well, ain't no time to wonder why we're all gonna die.
Who said the 1960s were necessarily better? Much the same theme as we've got at the moment, of course, with Americans fighting wars, in that case in Vietnam. And that's Country Joe and the Fish, and I feel I'm fixing to die. Oh, how so cheerful. Let's be a bit more happy. I was going to actually play Tainted Love by Soft Cell, and I'm half tempted still to do it. But instead of hitting the hit, here's the original version.
Sometimes I feel I've got to run away. I've got to
Jones and the original version of Tainted Love, and what a good job actually Soft Cell did turning that into something completely different 20 or so years later. Maybe, as I say previously, if I get invited back here, I'll play the Soft Cell copy, because it's good. It's good in my view. I'm going to stay in the 1960s. I didn't mean to be in my teens with the selection, but suddenly I've had, looking at it, I seem to be doing that, because this was a big hit for a small band that was never going to make it.
Emily tries but misunderstands. She's often inclined to borrow somebody's dreams till tomorrow. There is no other day. Let's try it another way. You'll lose your mind and play free games for me. See Emily play. Soon after dark, Emily cries, gazing through trees in sorrow, hardly a sound till tomorrow. There is no other day. Let's try it another way. You'll lose your mind and play free games for me. See Emily play. Put on a gown that touches the ground. Float on a river forever and ever. Emily, Emily, there is no other day. Let's try it another way. You'll lose your mind and play free games for me. See Emily play.
Pink Floyd, whatever happened to them? I thought they were going to turn into something big, but it never happened. No, but seriously, one of the beauties of buying records and staying with buying records is how artists change. And obviously Pink Floyd went into something completely different, and from that psychedelia they went into pomp rock. Some of it's you might like, some of me over the top. And I'm thinking in my head, I've got quite a few of the people who've written to me as comments on my Instagram sites about things they've seen in the background on my shelves. They've seen that I've got Leaf Hound, and they've seen that I've got Griffin. And I hope they're not expecting that I'm going to play them here, because my life has been centred around radio with 3-4 minute songs. And as good as those albums are, and as good as the tracks are, and as much as I'd like to play them, I don't think I can quite bring myself to putting on a track for 5, 6, 8 minutes. I could nip out and get a coffee or something, but that isn't really what good audio listening is about on a platform such as this. Instead, I'm sticking with the ones that are 2.5, 3 minutes long, like this one.
You've done it all. You've broken every code. Appalled the rebel to the floor. You spoke
tell so many lies. Come up and see me, make me smile. I'll do what you want, running wild. There's nothing left, all gone and run away. Maybe you'll tarry for a while. It's just a test, a game for us to play. Win or lose, it's hard to smile. Resist, resist. It's from yourself you have to hide. Oh, come up and see me to make me smile. I'll do what you want, run on wild. There ain't no more, you've taken everything from my belief in Mother Earth. Can you ignore my faith in everything? 'Cause I know what faith is and what it's worth. Away, away. And don't say, maybe you'll try to come up and see me, to make me smile. I'll do what you want, just run on wild.
Come up and see me, make me smile. I'll do what you want, running wild.
One of the things about music today is there are very few people, very few artists that would dare stop in mid-song and leave a gap and then go on again, which is something which I kind of miss with the relentlessness of some of the stuff that comes out today. Perhaps just me being old-fashioned, but I do love the fact that you get variety within a record. It builds, it stops, it starts. And that one, Steve Harley, Come Up and See Me, is a perfect case in point. And I'm grateful to the Boat Pods technology that it didn't sound too bad. On my stuff at home, some of those gaps, like the very last one there, sound a bit crackly. That's vinyl for you. If you've got a vinyl collection, in a way you grow to love the crackles that you hear. I mean, not the terrible bad ones or the jumps, but there's the occasional little click. It makes you realise that you're listening to something that you've listened to for a very long time.
That's how heartaches are made. That's how heartaches are made.
They told me I was such a fool to love you. They say that you're the kind who'd never be true. Pretty soon the day would come when I'd be the sorry one. But I said that I'm not afraid. Well, that's how heartaches are made. That's how heartaches are made.
Baby Washington was her name, and that was a song, obvious title, That's How Heartaches Are Made. If you're able to watch, if you're on some kind of a system that shows you a picture, I'm holding up the album sleeve, which surprisingly is called That's How Heartaches Are Made. Middle 60s, didn't sell. Apparently Dusty Springfield, if you've heard of her, had her down as her favourite singer. And it's a brilliant album, a bit of old-fashioned R&B. I've lost track of what R&B is today. Somebody maybe should make contact with the Boat Pod and tell me what R&B really means in 2026. Speaking of 2026, I have another record from this year. In fact, it was released last year, and I don't know how I stumbled across it. I think I might have just been browsing the top 100, listening to the clips they put on the BBC website, and thought, oh, I like this. My daughter said to me, it sounds like stuff you were listening to in the old days, Dad. See what you think of Somber.
could look into my eyes.
Under the moonlight, this serious moonlight. And if you say run, I'll run with you. And if you say hide, we'll hide. Because my love for you would break my heart in two. If you should fall into my arms and tremble like a flower. Put on your red shoes and dance the blues. Under the serious moonlight.
David Bowie, Let's Dance. And I have had people on my sites comment that they prefer CDs to vinyl. And while I would perhaps argue with that, the track before, the Undressed by Somber, is perhaps an example of why sometimes CDs might be better, because either the digital pressing onto vinyl or just pure carelessness in the pressing onto vinyl made, at least to my ears, the sound on that track a bit woolly compared with the single of the David Bowie, which was much clearer. And you say he pays your money, you take your choice, but I do wonder sometimes whether as much care is going into the making of vinyl as it was when they were trying to draw people back into it, 5-10 years ago. On that track, by the way, by Somber, I love the tune, I love the way it's made. I just wished he'd had somebody whisper in his ear, there's a couple of really corny lines in there, you could improve on that. Well, in the end, it didn't matter, it got to the top spot. I wasn't going to mention charts, was I? But it got to the top 2 or 3 in the UK charts, and he's doing pretty well as a result. And it is, I can block my ears out for the corny lines and still enjoy the song. Now, another thing on my my site, not that I want to keep on about it, Richard Smith Writes, it's called, but it is that I put a piece in about a particular record that wasn't released properly and was in fact a kind of a spoof. It's Dr. Hook and the Medicine Show's cover of The Rolling Stone. Now, The Rolling Stone, if you don't know, is or was a magazine that covered rock music, and if you got on a cover, it meant that you were at the top, you'd made it, and Dr. Hook could never seem to manage it. Also, the BBC said that they wouldn't play it because the Rolling Stone is a magazine, it's a commercial enterprise, and the BBC back in the old days would not sanction anything that suggested they were advertising a product. So Dr. Hook went back into the studio and they'd made this using the BBC's only publication, the Radio Times. So have a listen to the lyric, which is actually very bitter about rock music, and the cover of the Radio Times.
I don't believe it. Don't touch me. Hey, Ray. Hey, Sugar. Tell them who we are.
Well, we're big rock singers, we got golden fingers, and we're loved everywhere we go.
That sounds like us.
We sing about beauty and we sing about truth at $10,000 a show.
Right.
We take all kind of pills to give us all kind of thrills, but the thrill we've never known is the thrill that'll get you when you get your picture
On the cover of the Radio Times. Radio Times.
Wanna see my picture on the cover?
Radio Times.
Buy copies for my mother. Wanna see my smiling face
On the cover of the Radio Times.
That's a very, very good idea.
I got a freaky old lady named a Cocaine Kitty who embroiders on my jeans. I got my poor old gray-haired daddy driving my limousine.
Now it's all designed to blow our minds, but our minds won't really be blown. Like the blow that'll get you when you get your picture
On the cover of the Radio Times. Radio Times.
pictures on the cover.
Radio Times.
Copies for our
Radio
mother.
Times.
Wanna see my smiling face
On the cover of the Radio Times.
Hey, I know how.
rock and roll.
Oh, that's beautiful.
We got a lot of little teenage blue-eyed groupies who'll do anything we say. We got a genuine Indian guru. He's teaching us a better way. We got all the friends that money can buy, so we never have to be alone. And we keep getting richer, but we can't get our picture
On the cover of the Radio Times. Radio Times.
See my picture on the cover.
Radio Times.
Copies for my
Radio
mother.
Times.
See my smiling face
On the cover of the Radio Times. On the cover of the Radio Times.
picture on the cover. Copies for my mother.
Radio Times.
We will make a
On the cover of the Radio Times.
We are front smiling, man. Oh, beautiful.
Ah, beautiful. Now, the weird thing about that is that somebody in the comments section on my page said that story that I thought was true was not true. And he'd heard from Dennis Lockery, one of the guys in the band who had written it, that in fact they hadn't had anything to do with it and it was done by a whole load of BBC DJs. Now, I have no idea whether that story is true. It was actually pressed as a demo A-side by the record company, so my thinking is my story is right. But what I decided to do was I checked it out on Google. I put it in, cover of the Radio Times, original story. And what did I get? All I got was my story repeated again and again and again. So whether mine's true or not, according to Google, my story is the true one. Okay? My wife told me I had to play a Beatles record. Everybody plays a Beatles record on every programme. Well, maybe not quite.
Land
The Score, they were called, and that was their version of a Beatles song with a touch of Rolling Stones thrown on the end there. Please, please me. And when I was invited to come down here to the, I have to keep looking behind me to get the name right, the Boat Pod to do this, I said I'd do an hour. Well, if I was really professional, I'd finish now because I'm on an hour. But I've got one more, which seems to me to be appropriate to finish with.
Well, baby used to stay out all night long. She made me cry, she done me wrong. She hurt my eyes open, that's no lie. Tables turning now, her time to cry. Because I used to love her, but it's all over now. Because I used to love her, but it's all over now. Well, she used to run around with every man in town, spend all my money playing a high-class game. She put me out, it was a pity how I cried. The table's turning now, her turn to cry. Because I used to love her, but it's all over now. Because I used to love her, but it's all over now. Well, I used to wake the morning, get my breakfast in bed. When I got worried, she'd ease my aching head. Well, now she's here and there, but every man in town still trying to take me for that same old clown. Because I used to love her, but it's all over now. Because I used to love her, but it's all over now. Because I used to love her, but it's all over now.
And that is me. It is all over now. So thank you from me, Richard Smith. Thank you to the Boat Pod for letting me be here. I hope you've enjoyed some of the music at least. Maybe you can let me know whether or not you liked any of it, and whether, if I'm invited back, what sort of things you'd like to hear next time. My collection is immense. My selections are almost infinite. So let me know. In the meantime, until I'm back, if I'm back, hope you have a good time. Keep playing those records.